Welcome everybody. It's Big AZ here. I want to talk about the pros and cons, my pros and cons for playing the Roll2Win. I have to tell you, there's a Roll2Win here at my local casinos at two different locations. I do play them all the time, and I feel like I have a lot of rolls under my belt. So let's talk about the pros and the cons. First thing, pros. You can buy in mid-roll without disturbing the game. Absolutely. There's no stopping the game. Hang on. No, you slide a $20 bill in, $100 bill. You start playing the game immediately. You don't have to wait. You don't have to worry about throwing your money on the table, slowing down the game. None of that stuff. Next, another pro. There's no chips. You don't have to worry about are the dealers paying you correctly. There's no landmines out there when you're trying to throw. Your landing area for the dice nice and clear. The next pro. You get to see your bankroll in dollars the total time you're playing. You see how much money you have bet. You can see how much money you have in your bankroll. It calculates everything down to the penny for you. You don't have to have exact bets. You can do, at my locals here, you can do a $3 place bet on a 6. They'll pay you $3.50. They'll pay you to the nearest penny. Another pro. You throw real dice. Yeah, you get to throw the dice. This isn't a bubble machine where you're worried about some random rolls that you don't even know if they're legit or not. You actually get to throw dice. The next pro. Firm, consistent surface. Yeah, the surface is firm and consistent. If you're a dice setter, you have to like that for sure. Low limits. Yeah. $5 limits. I have two Roll2Win tables here in my local Phoenix area. They're both $5 minimums. One, I can do $3 minimum bets as long as I have 5 on the table. The other one is only $1 per box number during the week. As long as you have $5 in play, you're good to go. So you don't have to go to the casino with a $1,000 bankroll and play a $15 or $25 table. No, you can play low limits. Now, another pro, if you like to play the dark side, which I like to do time to time, you don't have to worry about people, knowing what you're doing. You don't have a stack of chips on the don't or throwing a DC out there every roll. You just do it on the screen. Nobody really knows. You can play it kind of on the down low. The next pro, the shot counter. Yeah, it keeps track of your throws. It's pretty cool. It's all right. You have a hot roll going, you can see how many rolls you've had. That takes me into another, we'll talk about that next. Hang on. That'll be into the con side. If you like the horn, if you're a horn bettor, they have this lightning thunder enhanced payouts in the bonus in your prop bets. Every few rolls, the odds increase. If you're a consistent bettor on the hot bets and hard 4 and 10, any 7, any crap, any horn, it does increase the odds. Now, you won't know until it locks in your wager, and then you have a mystery lightning that changes the odds for the positive for you. Another pro. If you'd like, you can put your name in there. Yeah, you can put your name, and it shows up on the screen on the glass top. You can do this, and when your buddy heads to the restroom, you can put something on there he might not like. And then when he comes back, he's got some crazy name on there. Yeah, you could do that. Now, it also keeps track of the last 15 rolls on the roll history. On your screen, on your touch screen in front of you, on the left side, it will scroll up and down vertically right here, the roll history. It also has the roll history right here. Now, if you make a mistake with a bet, all you have to do is click and drag it right off the screen. Click and drag. There's also buttons at the top here that say cancel all, turn bets off. You can do that. Real easy to do. I have one other positive here. Yeah, I think there's 10 stations. Nobody can squeeze in. You have your personal space. You don't have to worry about someone squeezing in next to you, next to your chip rack, trying to squeeze in to get in the game. No, there's only 10 screens. Each station is set. That's your spot. You don't have to worry about that. No one's squeezing in between, in your personal space, which I enjoy. Now the cons. There's several cons. Let's start with the first one I have here. There are speed bumps. Now what I mean by the speed bumps, if you look here, there's a crack in the glass right here. Hopefully the cursor's showing up, and if it's not, I apologize. Right here in the DC area at the bottom right of your screen, right here, there's a crack. This crack also comes down here. They have these speed bumps. They're these plastic, we'll call them spacers, like if you were laying tile. They have these long spacers to prevent you from sliding dice, of course, but they do get in the way. If you're stick left one or stick right one, they are not a problem. But if you're playing from different positions, they are a problem. Now, another con. Since it's very low table minimums and it's not a very intimidating atmosphere, like a real table, you get a lot of newbie and a lot of inexperienced players, which is fine at times, hilarious at times, but when you're really serious about playing, it gets to be annoying, okay? They grab the dice, they throw them off the table, they don't throw them hard enough, they have short rolls, they just have no idea what to do. They don't put money on the pass line to shoot. It skips them, and then they're all upset, or they don't know how to. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, the list goes on and on and on. Also, speaking of inexperienced, right here's a good view of the rolls history right here. Up here, if you want to put your name in, you click on this red terminal 1, and it'll put in the, you can put your name in there. The dealer has to approve it, of course. You can't put in there some curse word, but they have to approve it. Now, let's see. What was I saying here? Let me go. Oh, inexperience. Comes to the dealers. Wow. Very frustrating because in the two casinos I play at, one casino has a real table and one does not. So all they have is this hybrid table. Now, at that casino, you're getting blackjack dealers that were never trained on craps. You're getting, roulette dealers. That's what you're getting. And they come over to your game for their, 15, 20-minute swing, and they know nothing about the game. They'll push the dice with a big red 7 showing to you. They'll, you get a 7 on the come out, and they're like, oh, no, we got a 7 out. No, it's the come out. They just have no idea. The inexperience, it's kind of funny to a point, but after a while, it's very frustrating. Here's probably one of my biggest pet peeves with this electronic Roll2Win. This situation happens all the time. And I'm not really a superstitious guy. I'm really not. But I would love to have the option to do this. When the dice get pushed out, your bets are locked. The dealer locks in your bet. Say the guy at the end throws the dice off the table, right? And you're like, oh boy, here we go. And say you got a lot of money out there. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. You're locked in. You can't turn your bets off. You can't protect it with a big red. You can't pull them down. There's nothing you can do. The bets are locked, and they remain locked. That's one thing I would love for these people at Roll2Win to do, would be to change the program, that the dealer could hit a button that says reset. Okay, anybody want to make any changes? And then freeze it again, you know. Same thing if a drink girl comes by or anything like that. If you're superstitious, there's nothing you can do. The bets are locked. Don't like that. All right. Another con. There's no bonus bets except the lucky shooter. There's no ATS. There's no fire bet. You know, we all love to play those very low wagers for a chance to win a lot of money. They have the lucky shooter, but it's really such a high margin for the casino. It's really a bad play for you. My one casino has the lucky shooter turned on, and the other does not. Comps suck. Yeah, comps are not good on the Roll2Win. It's kind of like playing bubble craps. If you're there for comps, this is not the machine for you. Another con. Now, I love the ability to sit down and play this machine. If I want to play for 2, 3, 4 hours, it's great to have a chair, sit there, relax. I enjoy that a lot. But it makes for a very quiet atmosphere. It doesn't make for a great craps atmosphere, because you got a bunch of people just sitting around, you know, and even when there's a hot table, the atmosphere is pretty poor. One more con. If you're a shorter person, I don't really have a problem. I have a tall upper body. I'm 6 foot, but I have a taller upper body. I don't have no problem reaching over for the dice and throwing the dice. But if you're a shorter person, the screen will, as you can see here, kind of sticks out on an angle. So it's difficult for you to lean over and throw the dice. It could be not something good for you if you like to set the dice and control the dice. Try to anyway. One more con before I wrap this up. The table here. Once you get to 7 rolls, and it'll say you're a hot shooter. We got a hot shooter, and then you can see it lights up and does all this stuff. The first time it happens, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool, and after a while, it's very annoying. And then if you get the dice to land, say in this fire area, and say they're using yellow or red dice, it's very hard to read the dice. Very, very difficult to read the dice. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to throw one more thing in there. I've played this a lot, and this has happened to me. You know what? I got to say 2 things. I'm sorry. I got to say 2 more things before I wrap this up. One, and this is so inconsistent. Everywhere I play, if it's Vegas, if it's here at my local, the rolls. You get one dealer come in and say, sir, you got to hit the back wall. That roll does not count. What? And then all of a sudden the next dealer is like, sir, that's a warning. The next one won't count. Well, what is it? Which one counts? It's very inconsistent, very frustrating. Hopefully where you play, they just count all the rolls, because I'm telling you, where I play, it gets so frustrating that sometimes they don't count the roll. Now, there's been times where I've been on the dark side, and there's a short roll. Say one die doesn't hit the back wall, and one does. Everyone at the table's like, oh, it didn't hit the back wall, didn't hit the back wall. And the dealer's like, oh, you're right, no roll. Because the dealer's trying to do what's right and try to make tips. But I'm on the dark side. Believe me, I've been there with Otto. I've been there with people. Man, it's not fun when they have inconsistent rules. Very frustrating. Oh, here's the last con. I said 2. That was 1. Okay. This has happened to me 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the last 6 months. 4 times. A dealer keying in the wrong number. Yes, the dealers have keyed in the wrong number. Now, all 4 instances have happened at one particular casino. All 4 instances, they stopped the game. It takes 10 to 15 minutes for them to settle because some guy comes over who is the shift manager, who's not a craps guy, and they come over and they look at the screen and then they say, well, I'm not sure, and this and that, and then they have to put their key in, and they type in some code and it replays the hand digitally on the screen, and they have to figure out how much they mispaid you, and then somebody has to come over and they have to pay you the difference. Like, it's so frustrating. So frustrating. Please make sure you watch and make sure the dealers key in the right numbers. So frustrating. Well, I appreciate everybody. I just wanted to make this video. I've played enough on this damn machine. I do enjoy playing it. I do, because I can play for low stakes. I enjoy that part. I do enjoy that part for sure. That's why I mainly play it, because of the low stakes. Great way to play the game if you're a beginner player. Low stakes. You can't make a mistake on the screen. You have fun with it. If you're a beginner player or somebody wants to learn the game, what a great way to throw $50 into the machine on a $5 table and just have fun. Those are my pros and cons of the Roll2Win craps electronic table. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you watching my videos. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.